is that I'm using the proper tool, as you can see. I haven't succeeded in rounding anything off yet. Not yet, it's going to happen. So what I do is, just put that up a bit, I'll just get a bit of tape. There's probably a better way of doing this. i.e. just pulling it all out and throwing it on the ground, trying to figure it out later. Just right on there. Brake, valve, number 2 to number 3. Don't actually know what it does. Bit of a balancing, I think. Air supply to the valve, and then we choose a colour. Right, left hand side too. I know it was on the left hand side of the truck. Side. Something I was thinking about before, like I'm putting all these colours on here, I'll probably end up photographing each individual thing and saving the photos and printing them out, because when I blast, obviously the plastic will stay on there, but when I paint, I shouldn't paint the whole thing. It's like that. No, sorry, I'll turn you a bit. I mean, I shouldn't paint that whole zip tie. You're only going to spray, but if I photograph it, at least I got a picture of what was on there. Scrape them with a knife anyway and get the colour. Just things like that I was thinking of. So yeah, I've zip tied the fitting down here, so I'll zip tie the hose. It's yellow to yellow, and I'll stick a yellow on the other end so I know where it goes. I'll try and turn you around a bit. And that come off that one there. Even if I had a book and it showed all this, I still think I would struggle a bit with it. It's not something I do every day. Right, that line's out. That one motors off to the front. What have we got between the valves here we can take out? One of these should go down to, one of these will go down to here. That one there. That one there goes to there. Yep. So that's a service line. Service line there. So I can remove that. Goes down to there. I think. I'll do that one first in there. Need some light. needs undoing. Yeah, it's going to be funny when I replumb the truck. I shouldn't say when you put your foot on the service brake, the park brake will come on. Can't really do any of that. They're all different airline sizes. Don't cross anything over. I'll get something wrong somewhere. Turn you so you can actually see what I'm doing. Entertaining. If anyone is following me will know that I've put up at least 10, 11 videos now. It's quite cool to see that the subscriptions are growing. And as we've talked about, it's not riveting stuff this. It's just someone trying to fix a truck. Just putting them out there on YouTube doing it. Some of those guys, I'll admit it, I enjoy watching them. Pretty cool to follow. As I said previously, I don't know how you make it exciting. It's just a truck. That one there, that one there. Oh, can't get that one out of there. Get some other tools. That's coming out. Ooh. Oh, that'll go to that. Could possibly go to that. No, it won't. It's all different. Right. I know that has to go down into there. Off the other end. Be quite good to get rid of those air lines out of the frame. Go to blast it, make it a lot easier. I picked up all my air lines the other day for the brake chambers. I'll show those to you soon. I won't show you the bill though. A bit frightening. It was my choice though to get them made the way I have. I don't know. There's a lot of rules and regulations on braking. I probably should have got somebody involved which does it for an everyday job. Got some advice off them. But those people are pretty busy dealing with real life dramas, new stuff out there. They're not going to come and spend time with me with an old truck. I don't blame them. brake. What have I done there? Brake. It's a big hose, so that'll be number 2 to number 3. That'll be a service, I think. Left. We'll run with that. You might have noticed, yeah, it's one of those days, didn't bring the camera, but yeah, I rubbed the rails down a bit, and yeah, they cleaned up alright, not too bad. Just there's quite a process involved. People in New Zealand here watching this will understand. Part of our certification process for a fifth wheel on a truck here, or a turntable, is going to have an LT 400. So it's a full, I stand to be corrected here, anyone's welcome to write in the comments and correct me. It's an engineer's report, has to be done on the mounting of the fifth wheel. So they'll come and look at the truck. Look at the aeroplanes flying around. They'll come and look at the truck, they'll measure the rails, they'll look at all the bolt holes on there, which are already pre-drilled obviously, because it's had a fifth wheel on it, but it's never had a certification, so it's not in the system. So for me to go and get this truck current for New Zealand roads, I need to have this LT 400 put on there. So as I said, engineer will look at it, they'll draw it, they'll design the mounts for the fifth wheel, and they'll give it a rating. So that's part of the process. So that's why I had to clean the rails up, because yeah, I've talked to the person involved who's going to do that for me, and yeah, just to make it right. And they can see what they're looking at, and truck's clean and tidy for them to do their job and start the wheels turning for that. It'll take a fair while. If I start it now, because I don't want to, yeah, I need to talk to them. I'm not sure whether they'll issue the certificate before the fifth wheel's actually bolted on. I don't know, I've never done it before personally. My other truck, that Freightliner, that's obviously got a certification on it, but that was all done through the local engineering firm when the truck was new. So it's sort of done in-house, part of the fitting process for it. I could take this to a local engineering firm, and obviously they'll do it on site as well. But yeah, the engineer I'm going to use, I think he's happy to come here and do it in my workshop, draw up what he needs. I'll let you know what the outcome of all that is as we get to it. But yeah, I'm just ticking away, removing these air lines. A lot of odd wiring on this truck. There's just, yeah, big wires rerun, and it's a typical truck, I suppose. We'll figure that out. One of the jobs I'm sort of standing here thinking about how to do this is, I've got the rails fairly stripped down. I've got to get underneath with a scaler and just finish with a needle gun, cleaning off what I haven't water blasted, and just checking everything, checking bolts, and just do a good visual, make sure there's no cracks or something which I haven't seen yet. There's a couple of little things I've noticed. Incorrect washers. Well, I think they're incorrect. So I've removed stuff and just replaced with hardened washers where I think they should be, and just tidying things up in general. That. I have to put plugs and caps on all these valves. I'll find all the caps and put them on, obviously in a blast. Don't want to damage the threads or get sand and everything. As I just said, clean the frame up, work my way along. Yeah, the next big thing we're going to have to do is the cab. It's going to have to come off. So I was having a few initial thoughts about that. It's got heater hoses, so I'm going to drain the water system on the engine. Even that I'll replace all that obviously when I put it back together, but it's got spin-on canister too, I think, for water treatment, or a booster canister. I have no idea what's in it now. Yeah, drain that and start the overwhelming job of marking, tagging all the lines to the cab and get that lifted on a nice day. Got a bit of a subframe I think I'm going to sit it on. Haven't quite figured that out properly yet. And then we can start doing the panel work on that. Had a man out here the other day from the local paint shop. Yeah, he's going to work with me. I said to him I need a lot of that. I have no idea what I'm doing, but he was really positive. It's good to talk to. Knows what he's doing. He's been involved with trucks and that most of his life. So he was the huck gun side of it to him's not a problem. He seems to think they even own one somewhere. He's lent it. He's got to find it. But if not, they've got them in there. Go and buy one. Got all the hucks. Yeah, we're moving along. I should really be outside working today. It's not raining. Been and put a hot wire up for the cattle this morning to break feed them. We're getting pretty wet here now. Still very warm, but yeah, just getting wet. But yeah, slow process. Quite happy how all that tidied up in there. Just things I do, like I was standing here before and thinking about the fuel tanks. I've got a colour scheme in mind for the truck. I'm going to do a split on the cab with the colour, bit of a teardrop on the front. Probably paint the fuel tanks, but leave the straps polished. That's my initial thoughts for now. I'm never ever going to polish the tanks. Just doesn't happen. And it's not on the highway every day. It's not going to be cleaned and all that. It's going to get used. It'll just get a quick wash when it comes back if it gets a bit dirty, and that's it. And be back in the shed. So, not a polishing man. But yeah, I was just talking about, like, I stand here thinking and looking at the straps, 4-inch straps, and we've got some old webbing tucked under there, or obviously remove the tanks. But yeah, I was looking online to see we find the rubber to go under there that folds up over your straps and all that, and I said readily available. So sort of got quite a shopping list made up of things I just slowly buy and have here ready, put on the truck as I reassemble. It's a long way off, but it'll happen eventually, I hope. I'll just come over here and have a look. Here's all the air lines that I've so what I did was, like, as I took them off, a young fellow wrote, and sometimes it was me, writing's not the best, like, I know that's the front brakes, and yeah, both sides are the same on the truck, so I just took one hose, but just wrote ×2 on there. So the hose people are really good, made me 2 hoses up. I had the option of going with a reusable fitting on the hose, and I was like, no. By the time these hoses are worn out, I think I'll be worn out myself, so it won't really matter. The swivel. I do know that you can use plastic lines in some applications to make these up, but I don't know, I just went with this option. It's what was on the truck and it's what I'm used to seeing. If I ever take this truck in for compliance, I just don't want them to look at it and say, well, I'm sorry sir, that, yeah, you might have saved $1, but it doesn't work, we won't accept that. So I just went to the hose people and said to them straight up what it was for. They could read the old lines on there, and they know it's for an air system, brakes on the truck. So I've just pulled those apart, take those back up. So there's a full set in here, put it all back together. I don't know, yeah, I got a couple of extra fittings to go through the rails on the front of the truck. Yeah, they had a hose clamp, a different style of hose and that, just don't want to do that. Not worth videoing a lot of what I do, it's pretty, yeah, as I say, it's not too exciting. But I do appreciate the people who are following me and watching what I'm doing. Quite a few comments are coming up. So, I mean, considering I've only, I think it was 58 subscriptions, or subscribers, sorry, at this point in time. So it's not bad. I mean, there's a lot of people like me out there. I view a lot of people's videos and I don't subscribe and I don't hit the like button, which is wrong. Should do it because it helps them out. They're spending the time to make the videos and edit and upload, and there's a lot of work goes into behind the scenes to make videos. You can't just start the camera and magically upload it. It doesn't quite work like that. But it's something I enjoy doing. I'll keep documenting the truck as I go. And it's pretty obvious if you don't like it, well, you don't watch it. It will be different when it's finished. You don't see a lot of Peterbilts on New Zealand roads. They are here, but you just not a lot of them out there. They're getting older now too. Guys aren't running them. Keep pulling lines and putting tags on and hope that I've got it right. Otherwise there's going to be a lot of laughs when I reassemble. I'll leave it at that. Just going to remove the front grille here if I can get it off before we damage it. So I have to get the cab mounts at the front here. Don't want a spanner to flick up and dent this. I believe they're a little bit hard to come by these. No need to undo the centre one, it's hanging on there, obviously. First time caller for all this stuff. Be wised up for the next one, eh? Not. Won't be doing any more. Plates vibrated on the rear intercooler. It's only the top plate there. Tunes are okay. Now we're slowly getting it naked. Something else I'll just think about while the cab's off. I may. Yeah, I've got to redo all the radiator hoses and that, so I may even pull the radiator out and go and get it cleaned, just get it flushed. So I have to think about that. Once I pull the hoses off, see what condition it's in. Probably could do it a good clean. Right, bit of a follow up on what's been happening. Been a bit of a bad boy. Haven't turned the camera on for a while. Sort of, sometimes I forget to bring it and then it's flat, and yeah, I've just been ticking away at this a little bit. With a bit of a look, see what I've done. So I changed the back cross member over. It's only just all sitting on there loosely. But yeah, the other one was bent from the top here. Got that fitted. A young fella decided to put the YouTube name on the back. So we're all legal now.